We have the reading of the agenda first. We have ordinances on second reading. Number one, an ordinance to change the name of a certain street located in the city of New Brunswick regarding Commercial Avenue, renamed Paul Robeson Boulevard. Number two, an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the city of New Brunswick, Chapter 10, Vehicles and Traffic, Schedule 39, Parking Zones for Handicapped Persons. Delete 2 parking zones for handicapped persons at 265 Delavan Street and 102 Comstock Street. Add 2 parking zones for handicapped persons at 265 Delavan Street and 102 Comstock Street. We have 2 ordinances on first reading. 1, an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the city of New Brunswick, Title 8, Health and Safety, Chapter 8.40, Solid Waste Collection and Disposal. Number 2, an ordinance to adopt an amendment to the redevelopment plan for the abandoned properties scattered sites in the city of New Brunswick. We then have resolutions. Number 1, approve agenda amendments. 2, approve payroll 2/16/19 to 3/1/19. Number 3, authorize refund for redeemed tax sale certificates. Number 4, authorize application, acceptance, and execution of grant for fiscal year 2020 for pedestrian safety enforcement and education fund grant. 5, approve request for street closing requested by the New Brunswick Recreation, New Brunswick tomorrow in the city of New Brunswick. The parts of New Brunswick city streets will be closed to encourage residents to walk, run, skate, or ride bikes in the city streets for cyclovia or cyclovia. Okay, wait for the number. Sunday, April 14, 2019, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. police extra duty. Number 4, approve request for street closing requested by Our Lady of Mount Carmel Roman Catholic Church, Morris Street, George Street, Livingston Avenue for Good Friday procession, Friday, April 19, 2019, 7:15 p.m. to 8:15 p.m. police extra duty. 7, approve request for street closing requested by Rutgers State University for the 11th annual Rutgers Day, Hamilton Street between George Street and College Avenue, Saturday, April 27, 2019, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. for Rutgers Day parade. Time is 9:30 a.m. to 12:15 p.m. Location for the parade begins at Senior Street down College Avenue. To left on Seminary Place, proceed through Voorhees Mall, ending at Hamilton Street, police extra duty. Approve request for street closing requested by New Labor Education and Training Institute. Location begin at 222 Livingston Avenue, Sanford Street, Joyce Kilmer Avenue, Drift Street, Townsend Street, French Street, Patterson Street, Church Street, George Street to end at 222 Livingston Avenue for March Commemorating Workers' Memorial Day, Sunday, April 28, 2019, 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. police extra duty. Number 9, approve request for use of city property requested by the Pentecostal Council Church of God for religious event. Location and date Saturdays, War Memorial Park, May 11th, July 27th, and August 31st, 2019. Joyce Kilmer Park, June 15, 2019. Feaster Park, September 14, 2019. Time is 4:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. Number 10, approve amendment of resolution R091806. The reason to pay the final legal bills in the amount of $187.50 to Anthony Vignola, Esquire, of Forrest, Golden, Foley, Vignola, Hyman, and Stoll, PC, for special counsel for Board of Ethics hearing from $20,842.42 to $21,029.92. Number 11, approve request for use of city property requested by the All Nations Christian Church, Bugalo Park Track and Pavilion for a walking charity event for church, Sunday, June 2nd, 2019, rain date is Sunday, June 9th, 2019, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Number 12, approve request for use of city property requested by the Red Shaw Elementary School, New Brunswick Board of Education, the Youth Sports Complex for Red Shaw Elementary School Field Day, Wednesday, June 19th, 2019, rain date is Thursday, June 20th, 2019, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. 13, approve request for use of city property requested by the New Brunswick Cultural Center for the 4th Annual Hub City Sounds Caribbean Festival, Boyd Park and Amphitheater, Saturday, August 24th, 2019, 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. Park usage hours are 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Police extra duty. Number 14, approve request for use of city property requested by New Brunswick Cultural Center for the 4th Annual Hub City Sounds Indo-American Festival, Boyd Park and Amphitheater, Sunday, August 25th, 2019, 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. The park usage hours are 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Police extra duty. 15, approve request for use of city property and street closing requested by New Brunswick Cultural Center, New Brunswick Jazz Project for the 7th Annual Central Jersey Jazz Festival. Location is Monument Square Park. Street location is George Street between Liberty Street and Byard Street. Saturday, September 14, 2019, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m., street closure hours of 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., police extra duty. Number 16, approve payment for emergency procurement, Public Works Department, repair of a sewer flusher truck with Atlantic Detroit Diesel Allison LLC, not to exceed $37,292.50. The purchase order is number E20192. 17, approve amendment of resolution R061888, supplemental services number 2 with Suburban Consulting Engineers Incorporated for professional design services for the exterior improvements to Senior Citizen Resource Center, amount is $13,000. Number 18, approve payment for emergency procurement water utility, replace water service at 86 Central Avenue with Nave Contractors Corporation, not to exceed $6,230. Purchase order is number E22657. Number 19, approve payment for emergency procurement water utility, replace the water service at 173 Troop Avenue with Nave Contractors Corporation, not to exceed $9,647. Purchase order number E22656. 20, authorized purchase by Police Department under State Contract A83921/T0109, radio communication equipment and accessories from Micro Strategies Incorporated for software, not to exceed $19,922.20. Number 21, approve off-premise raffle merchandise at Our Lady of Mount Carmel Church, 75 Morris Street, New Brunswick. Our Lady of Mount Carmel Church, Sunday, June 30th, 2019. 22, authorize tax collector to transfer overpayments on several tax and utility accounts. 23, approve award of contract with Harry E. Smith III, doing business as Certified Health and Safety Services, LLC, for safety consultant and trainer for the water utility. It's a 12-month period commencing March 14, 2019, and ending March 13, 2020. Specification number 740-19 RFP, not to exceed $5,964. It's fair and open. 24, approve amendment of resolution R111817, the reason to extend the contract for 1 additional year with Air Systems Maintenance for a temperature control HVAC maintenance and repairs. The term is a 12-month period commencing March 16, 2019, ending March 15, 2020. Specification number 581-17P, not to exceed $49,500. 25, approve emergency temporary appropriations for 2019. 26, approve transfer of appropriation reserves for 2018 municipal budget. 27, approve purchase by Police Department under State Contract A89851/M0003, software license and related services with SHI International Corporation for software. It's a 3-year period commencing March 1st, 2019 and ending February 28, 2022, not to exceed $166,677, non-pro tunc. 28, approve award of contract with Mott McDonald LLC for 2019 miscellaneous supplemental engineering services, specification number 931-19 RFP, not to exceed $70,000, fair and open. 29, authorize payment of requisition number 1 for project costs, Cultural Center Project Theater component with Cultural Center Redevelopment Associates, Urban Renewal LLC, and care of New Brunswick Development Corporation, not to exceed $316,709.01. Number 30, approve award of contract with Gamca Equipment Corporation to furnish and deliver 1 articulated wheel loader with cab for the division of parks and shade trees, specification number 736-19P, not to exceed $62,620. 31, approve ABC liquor license renewal 2018-2019 for Benchmark Conference Centers of New Jersey LLC, liquor license number 1214-36-108-001. Number 32, advise and consent to Community Arts Council appointments. Amanda Potter expires December 31st, 2020, to fill an unexpired 3-year term. Also, Rick Angler expired December 31st, 2021, 3 years. Items for discounts to council, etc. Right? Call the meeting to order. Roll call.
Councilmember Egan.
Here.
Councilmember Escobar.
Here.
Councilmember Fleming.
Here.
Council Vice President Socorro Ludwig. Here. Council President Anderson.
Here. Please be advised that the notice requirements of the Open Public Meeting Act have been complied with and satisfied in the annual notice, which gave sufficient notice of the time and place and conduct of all public meetings of the Municipal Council of the City of New Brunswick has been filed with the City Clerk, has been placed on an appropriate bulletin board in the lobby of City Hall, New Brunswick, New Jersey, and has been transmitted to the official newspaper for the city of New Brunswick, namely the Home News. Would you please stand if you're able for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We can have a moment of silence for our men and women serving in our armed forces, especially those who have died, come back wounded, and all those people throughout the world that are living a poor life. Thank you.
Chairman, I make a motion to accept the minutes for February 6th.
I hear a second.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Egan.
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Councilmember Fleming.
Yes.
Council Vice President Socorro Ludwig.
Yes.
Council President Anderson.
Yes. We have a report of correspondence.
Yes. Item 1, a letter from the NJDEP regarding the analytical results for sub-slab soil gas and indoor air samples for 76 Jersey Ave. Item 2, a letter from the NJDEP regarding the analytical results for indoor air samples for 68 Jersey Ave. Item 3, a letter from the NJDEP regarding the analytical results for sub-slab soil gas and indoor air samples for 72 Jersey Ave. A letter from the NJDEP regarding the analytical results for sub-slab soil gas and indoor air samples for 342 Delavan Street. A letter from the NJDEP regarding the analytical results for sub-slab soil gas and indoor air samples for 348 Delavan Street. A letter from the Township of Franklin regarding the amendment to the Franklin Township Development Ordinance number 4261-19. Item 7, a letter from the Middlesex County Department of Infrastructure Management in regards to the 2019 Middlesex County Proposed Resurfacing Program. Item 8, a letter from the Township of Piscataway regarding an ordinance to amend Chapter 21 zoning. Item 9, a letter from Richard Paul Zuckerman to enact a fair chance housing ordinance. Item 10, a notice of public hearings from PSE&G on March 13, 2019 at 4 and 5:30 p.m., March 18, 2019 at 4 and 5:30 p.m., and March 21, 2019 at 4 and 5:30 p.m. regarding the Clean Energy Future Energy Efficiency Program. Item 11, a letter from Woodard and Curran regarding a remedial action outcome for 502 Jersey Ave. Item 12, a letter from NJDEP regarding a 275-gallon number 2 heating oil underground storage tank system at 6 Edgebrook Road. Item 13, a letter from NJDEP regarding a groundwater remedial action permit for 268 Baldwin Street. Item 14, a letter from PSE&G regarding a groundwater classification exception area / well restriction area to be revised / updated for 268 Baldwin Street. Item 15, a letter from NJDEP regarding a site remediation and waste management program for County Rail Yard, Jersey Ave. The correspondence will be forwarded to the appropriate departments for further action.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
We have no public hearings, correct? Yeah.
Correct.
Okay, we'll start with our ordinances on second reading. Number 1, an ordinance to change the name of a certain street located in the city of New Brunswick in regards to Commercial Avenue, renamed Paul Robeson Boulevard. If any members from the public would like to speak on that, please come up to the microphone, identify yourself, please. You have up to 5 minutes, and you have one time up at the mic.
Yes, Danielle Moore, 333 Somerset Street. I just have a question. When and how did the city notify the residents that this street was going to be changed?
Letters have already been sent out. There was a a meeting that they had about changing it. Anything else? Public meetings?
So,
Everybody on the street had been notified by letter.
Mr. Jones could probably give a little more detail as to the dates if you so choose him to.
Not this time. So that's what they're doing, letters.
due to where I still hear plenty of people, due to where over 200 residents still said they haven't received anything in the mail. They didn't know anything about it being changed. Due to where, what? Has to be, all their information has to be changed to this new name? A lot of residents said, what? Didn't hear anything about it.
Well, I'm sure the post office gives 18 months, but they will still forward mail. And so it gives them at least that much time to take care of it.
So when actually will this be changed? What day will this be changed on exactly?
Once it's passed, you have the
Mayor signs it.
Mayor
signs it.
Published.
has to be published, and
Sure, the rollout period with respect to changing the signage will take a little while.
a few months.
Because like I said, the reason why I'm saying plenty of residents didn't know anything about this due to where, how you're saying, okay, the post office will give time, but if you have immediate mail due to where, like I said, it's very important, and I feel that the city didn't notify a lot of residents in time, and with, like I said, certain letters where plenty of people I've heard did not receive any information about being changed.
But there's still plenty of time for them to.
Go there. Okay, Mark, good. Mr. Jones, on the scratch off, do you have any more besides the letters and a quick answer?
No, we sent out 515 letters to every resident on Commercial Avenue. That was in December. After that, the letter was inviting all those residents to a community meeting at Paul Robeson School. After that, there was more information put on our city website than the first reading, and then we're here tonight.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. But like I said, maybe update, because like I said, wow, a lot of people still do not know about what's going on due to where sometimes letters do not even reach the resident's house. So maybe you can post a sign or something or online, because like I said, wow, that's very important that some people need to know due to where, if they're receiving their benefits or anything, where it's not just one, two, three,
They'll
go to the
continue
post
to get
office.
everything.
Thank you.
Months. But if
Thank
you have
you.
any specific people who did not get them, you can
If you
give
really
those
want,
addresses to
if you really want me
Mr.
to,
Jones.
yes, I
Yes,
can give
Mr.
you
Jones,
the
he'll double check it,
information.
make sure, see what happened.
Thank you.
Mr. Fleming?
I just want to say, we don't do these things often, and we don't take it haphazardly. And I know that there was hearings, and this has been in the works for a long time. And for a lot of people to say that they haven't been informed after it's been online, letters have gone out. I mean, at some point, a lot of people say, okay, they haven't been informed. Some people turn their ears off until, like right now at this meeting, we didn't just arrive at this all of a sudden overnight. Because I remember having this conversation a while back. I talked with Mr. Epps and a lot of other people, and we just don't do these things like overnight. I remember when we did the Martin Luther King dedication. We did that. That was a corner that didn't really affect people. And I know that when you do street changes, if mail does go to the house, if mail does go there, the post office still, they're not just going to change it. So we've never heard of Commercial Avenue before. So this has been in the works for a long time, and it has been on the website. It's been all over. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Roy Epps, 3 Palmetto Court. I'm here as the president and CEO of Civic League of the Brunswick to support the resolution. Just for some background and some dates, on Wednesday, November 29th, 2017, I had a meeting with the mayor to broach this question of changing to Commercial Avenue to Port Robeson Boulevard. The next meeting that we had, that I asked him to have was February 15th. And in that period, between November and the meeting that we had in February, I had an opportunity to meet with a number of people, many of whom are here. The dean she was the dean at that time, of Rutgers Student Services, Dr. Felicia McGinty, Dr. Johnson of the Board of Education, the Monsignor Carrington from Sacred Heart, along with the missing one, Sharon Baptist Church. Okay, and at that point we asked that we move this along. So it's been well over a year that this has been going on. There have been a number of meetings with residents, a number of students from our program, particularly those who live along Commercial Avenue, was invited along with their parents to an information session, which was done by the league. There was also a session which was done by the mayor in January for residents, and I think Mr. Jones outlined the fact that there was over 500 letters that went out. There was very low turnout. It was a cold night, but the individuals were at least notified. Just as some background, so that we're kind of clear about why I'm here. In 1944, Paul Robeson, while doing Othello in New York, took some time on Sunday, August 27th, to come to New Brunswick to do a benefit for then the council, the service council that was trying to put together a league. That was 75 years ago, this August. So we have a very clear understanding of why Paul Robeson is endeared to us. As we begin to move through this process, we find that as we talk to people, they become more and more energized. One of the interesting things that I've been able to do is work with the Centennial Committee of Rutgers, which has allowed me to work with them in doing a number of things in reference to getting our students involved. So, as we look at where we're going, and I hope that I'm encouraging the council to take an affirmative vote on this resolution. There will be other things that have to happen. We have to, again, go back to the students, get them engaged. But remember, this is a generational issue. We will have that sign up that these students participated in this meeting, and that they can go down the street of Paul Robeson Boulevard and say, I was part of that process. That's very, we don't have that kind of activity going on. So I'm very glad that you had this particular item on the agenda first, but those students have to get to school. I don't want to be criticized for keeping students out. But also on behalf of my organization, I want to commend Mayor Cahill for pushing this ahead and making it happen. This is very unusual. We do not have this happen all the time. But we have a very unusual individual that we're recognizing and celebrating on this 100th year of graduating from Rutgers University. I want to thank you for your attention. Have a good evening.
Thank you, Mr. Adams. Anybody else? Please, the microphone, sir.
Edmund DeVoe, on behalf of Sharon Baptist Church, 25 Harvard Street, New Brunswick. I simply want to say that it is with a great deal of pride that Sharon Baptist Church has been supportive of this effort. What a sense of pride we will have going forward as not only Sharon Baptist Church prepares to celebrate its 100th birthday next year, celebrating Paul Robeson, and being able to give directions to those visiting Sharon Baptist Church that they are to come to us via Paul Robeson Boulevard. So we thank the mayor, we thank the council, we thank the city of New Brunswick for its efforts in making this happen. Thank you.
Anybody else? Or seeing?
Good evening, members of the council. Charles Prattville, New Brunswick today. I just want to say that I wholeheartedly support this ordinance and this change. I think it's a terrific way to honor a great man who, though he wasn't born in New Brunswick, certainly changed the whole state of New Jersey with his accomplishments, and it's great that you've chosen to do this, and I commend everybody who's played a role in that. I do want to just ask if you could tell me who is it that's in charge of interfacing with the U.S. Postal Service for this change?
Me.
Okay, and then the only other thing I wanted to know, I presume that DPW is going to do the signs.
Yes, there's a negotiation with them now.
Okay, thank you. Encourage you all to vote yes, and thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Fleming?
Just want to say, my son should be with y'all, right? He's in your group, Mr. Epps? My son is with y'all in your group, right? Can y'all leave him a shirt? He's not here tonight.
They can all stand.
All right. Can we see the shirts? Can y'all stand up?
All stand up.
Those are nice shirts. I just want to encourage y'all. It's the history teacher in me to learn. I run a group also in my school. It's called The Talented 10th, and that's by W.E.B. Du Bois. Somebody was asking me recently, they said when they found out we were named Paul Robeson, this person said, well, didn't you know he was a communist? And I said, okay, and what that was, what they tried to do is label him. And I tell my kids all the time, labeling can do three things. Label can help you, can hurt you, and can hinder you. That wasn't just what he was. That wasn't the totality of his life. And even if it was, that would still not be a negative thing today. I encourage y'all to learn his legacy and learn his history. He was a scholar, an athlete, an actor, and everything that person was. Because we can put a name on the street, and that doesn't mean that the legacy is going to carry on. Because you got Martin Luther King Boulevards in a whole lot of towns, and they don't live up to that, live up to the legacy of Martin Luther King. When we name the street Paul Robeson, I just want to encourage you guys, learn about him and take pride in that street. Take pride in where you live, take pride, and don't ever tell somebody, label you saying, well, you're from New Brunswick, and let that be a ceiling over your head. That's a positive. There's no ceiling over your head, there's no limitations. I tell my kids all the time, you can do anything that you want to do. The play that we did the other day for Black History Month was Hold Fast to Your Dreams. Don't ever let anybody tell you that you can't do something because you are from someplace or you have a certain label. Thank you.
I just want to commend everybody who was involved in this project. I think that the things that really encouraged me, and I think is great, is that our kids were proud of it. I think that this is the way that we instill civic engagement in our kids, and they could make a difference in our city. This is our city, and having their voice heard and having their voice be part of this process, I think is great. So I thank everybody who was involved. Thank you.
I have three words to say. Move the ordinance.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Egan.
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Councilmember Fleming.
Yes.
Council Vice President Socorro Ludwig. Yes. Council President Anderson.
Yes, ordinance is carried. Again, thank you, students and everyone, for coming out. If you have any homework, don't forget it tonight. No excuses until 7:05.
That's the back of the shirt. Does it say stuff on the back of the shirt? What's it say on the back of the shirt? Can I see that? Oh.
So the attributes are there. Yeah, we'll, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Felicia, Executive Vice Chancellor for Administration and Planning at Rutgers, and I just wanted to thank the council, and I want you all to know how much this means to Rutgers University. We are striving to be not only in the city of New Brunswick, but of the city of New Brunswick. And the step that you've taken really helps to bridge that gap, and we are excited about this initiative. For us, the legacy of Robeson is about helping the world to understand the lifetime of his work. It's not a one and done. We're going to be celebrating over the next year. There'll be activities, programs, and events that we invite the city and all of its residents to be part of. But this is just a beginning. And so for us, we're embracing that legacy and doing the work to really educate the community. So we look forward to continuing to partner with you all, and I'll send you shirts.
Okay, thank you. And we thank the partnership with Rutgers University. We have an ordinance on second reading, number 2. An ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinance of the City of New Brunswick, Chapter 10, Vehicles and Traffic, Schedule 39, Parking Zones for Handicapped Persons, deleting 2 parking zones for handicapped persons at 265 Delavan Street and 102 Comstock Street, adding 2 parking zones for handicapped persons at 265 Delavan Street and 102 Comstock Street. If anyone from the public has anything to say about that, would you please approach the microphone. Seeing none.
Second.
Councilmember Egan. Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Councilmember Fleming.
Yes.
Council Vice President Socorro Ludwig.
Yes.
Council President Anderson.
Yes. We move to resolutions for first reading. Okay. See if you're awake. Ordinances on first reading, number 1, an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the City of New Brunswick, Title 8, Health and Safety, Chapter 8.40, Solid Waste Collection and Disposal.
Move the ordinance setting down March 20th, 6:30 PM, same date to be advertised.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Egan.
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Councilmember Fleming.
Yes.
Council Vice President Socorro Ludwig.
Yes.
Council President Anderson.
Yes. Number 2, on first reading, an ordinance to adopt an amendment to the redevelopment plan for the abandoned properties, scattered sites in the City of New Brunswick.
Move the ordinance setting down March 20th, 6:30 PM, same date to be advertised.
Second.
Councilmember Egan. Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Councilmember Fleming.
Yes.
Council Vice President Socorro Ludwig.
Yes.
Council President Anderson.
Yes. Now we have resolutions 1 through 32. If any member from the public would wish to speak on any of those, please approach the mic. You have up to 5 minutes. One time up to the mic, please. Please identify yourself for the record.
Good evening once again, Charles Prattville, New Brunswick Today. 904 is a grant for pedestrian safety. Can you tell me what exactly that'll be used for?
Captain Miller, you know
Used
about that?
for typically educational materials for students in school on pedestrian safety, as well as enforcement programs at the crosswalks.
Okay, thank you. Moving on, I do also have a question on, I guess, the emergency that precipitated 916 is an emergency procurement for a sewer flush or a truck. Can you tell me, the location and what the emergency was?
The sewer vac truck that we had in service, the engine failed. And we were out of sewer vac truck, so we could not respond to calls. So we had a previous emergency procurement for the renting of one temporarily, but to replace the vehicle is $500,000. So we felt it was better to secure a new motor, get this back and running, and then we can return the rental.
Okay, this is all for the engine.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. There's also 2 emergency water utility procurements, replacing water service in 2 locations. I'm more interested in 173 Troop Avenue, which is near me, but also the other one. Why not? What was the emergency there, and why is that needed?
Yes.
We responded to both of those thinking that they were water main leaks. Services are the responsibility of the homeowners. And it turned out that they were service leaks, old galvanized services. We don't have the ability or the equipment to make those repairs, so we had to get a plumber in.
So when you say it was, so the city took on the responsibility of it?
We'll charge the homeowners or attempt to charge the homeowners to get that money.
Okay, because one of them is a vacant building. I know that's the one in my neighborhood. The other one is just like a...
They weren't vacant at the time.
Both are vacant. Okay, thank you. 923, again for the water utility and safety consultant. Can you just tell me if this is a new vendor, so to speak, and what this vendor will be providing more specifically?
We've used this vendor for the last 2 or 3 years. He provides some of the stuff that the city gets through JIF in the way of safety training, but a little more detailed, a little more oriented to the water utility, like respirator fit testing and things like that we can't get through JIF.
Okay, thank you. 929 is requisition number 1 for this massive development just behind us. Can you tell me what exactly this $316,000 is for?
I don't have to do the bonds, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, it's a payment toward the portion of the project that the city of New Brunswick will come to own. We went out to bond back in 2017 for the money. This is just the partial payment toward that particular construction project.
Is this the RAB, the redevelopment area bonds, or is this different?
No, this was a special bond for this particular theater portion. It's like a condo, but we're going to have the theater portion of it.
Okay, so the city will own the theater forever. And so it says requisition 1. That implies there will be more. Do you know how many more? How much is the total payment?
More, but yeah, there'll be more.
Okay, and time frame would be all before it's done, or is it going to keep, the payment's going to go into, the building's supposed to open in the summer, right?
I believe August was the date, but I don't know if they're going to make that. I hope so. But yeah, they will continue until the project is completed.
Okay. And I guess the last one, I just would like to know about the liquor license here at Benchmark Conference Centers. Is that the Helder Hotel? Or?
Yeah, hotel, right? Is that right?
Yes. It's,
Okay. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else on the resolution?
Danielle Moore, 333 Somerset Street. Yes, I just have a question as far as item number 4.
Okay.
So what type of pedestrian safety are you looking for to do?
Captain Miller, could you repeat anything?
Sorry, I was out taking the pictures with the kids.
The grant funds educational programs for children in schools, pedestrian safety, as well as enforcement efforts at the crosswalks.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Anybody else? Seeing none, move the resolution.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Egan.
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Councilmember Fleming.
Yes.
Council Vice President Socorro Ludwig.
Yes.
Council President Anderson.
Yes. We have items for discussion by the council. Council members have something to bring up.
I want to recognize the New Brunswick Cedars basketball team. It hurts me a little bit as a St. Peter's person. But, yeah. But they made the semifinals of the county tournament. They've come a long way in the last few years because, they had some up and down seasons, but they had a real good season, especially making the semifinals of the county tournament. They had a lower seed. That's not easy to do. And I was actually at that last game. And they actually hosted the game because they were supposed to be a neutral site, but actually hosted the game. So they're to be recognized and commended.
Also like to recognize the New Brunswick wrestling team. They had a very successful year, so congratulations to them also. Anybody else? Also a reminder that this weekend to turn your clocks ahead so we can get some more daylight. See if we can get that all year round somewhere, shape or form sometime. Maybe New Brunswick will just be separate amongst itself. Anyway, anybody else? Okay, we'll go to the public comment. If anyone from the public has a comment, would you please identify yourself, again, up to 5 minutes, one time, up at the mic.
Danielle Moore. First, I would like to just make a statement, same thing I just mentioned to Mr. Jones, due to where, like I said, I have nothing against changing Commercial Avenue, but like I said, this issue due to where some people do not still receive things. That was the same situation with the recycling papers, which I did mention to him, due to where if he can write a letter in English and Spanish, I will take the time to volunteer to go to doors and tell people that it will be changed. I will volunteer to do that.
Okay, I'm sure we have the letter that we could give to you.
Okay, and then also I would like to thank I just say great job to the water department for the water main break on Somerset Street. Hard work they did, that was on the 22nd. And that was also to thank the fire department and police department on the 25th for Somerset Street. They're busy with all the down wires, taking it just with safety. I thank them for their hard work for that. And then I really would like to speak on New Brunswick garbage men. After Monday, wow, I will speak up for them. Though I meant very hard work they had to do, digging out the garbage due to where I just want to say keep up the good work, where the good job that they did also. I have a question for Livingston Avenue with middle school. Can you please tell me how much longer it will be for the signs, speed limit, school zone?
They're on our proposed capital budget for 2019. As soon as that budget becomes real, then we can release a bid package to have those things installed. So through the budget process, I'm going to say it's probably going to be sometime during the summer before those go up.
Well, that's what you said last summer, and still hasn't been done yet, but okay, I will try to be patient with it. And the situation with Livingston Avenue lights, it's been over 5 months. Light on the corner of Handy and Livingston, and the light right on the side of middle school, Livingston Avenue, due to where I mentioned it to the county. I don't know what is with PSNG, where it seemed like with county roads, the lights don't get fixed immediately, but yes, it's been at least 5 months for those lights being out and plenty more of their lights. Then also, due to where I wanted to ask a question, what was the purpose of the city going from waste management, leaving them for recycling? And went to the company, Solutions, I forget the name, this new recycling company.
I'm sure it's a bidding thing, Mr. Chairman.
Through the county, my understanding, the county switched contractors, therefore we follow the county because we have an agreement with the county.
Due to where I have to say, I'm not going against the company, but I tell you, wow, ever since you changed with this new company changing things, due to where the eye has been on recycling and not other things, due to where, like I said, I thank for the inspectors coming out, taking their time, doing all the inspections in the area, but like I said, wow, hopefully by springtime, New Brunswick can look a little better due to where, wow, I have to say, I'm not blaming the company, but I have to say, since you changed with that company due to where, wow, it was no problem where how you had to separate everything all neatly, it's a big difference due to where, like I said, hopefully when it's time for the new contract, you've been looking forward to the company. I'm pretty sure if you walk through the area, like I said, you can see the difference of what's going on due to where, wow, New Brunswick looks really bad. How I mentioned my area, but no, it's not just my area. Please take the time to go through and show how New Brunswick really needs to be cleaned up. So I hope you can put your eye on that. Thank you.
You're talking about there's two separate things here, garbage and there's the recycling. So there's two different, one's a city-owned garbage trucks and everything.
Yes.
One is the recycling that kind of deal. So if it's some of the recycling that you see around here, let us know. But obviously you can see that on first reading we have an ordinance, hopefully put a little bit more teeth into what's going on, especially as we'll start to talk about plastic bags. They're costing us some money and we can't have things being put into plastic bags
Oh, yes.
for the recycling. So that's going to be a big push just to make sure.
But when? See, that's the thing due to where, yes, I
We just had
did.
the ordinance here. We have the next ordinance on second reading. We made that, and then it goes into effect in 20 days after that, and then we have all the enforcement and everything else going through.
Well, see, the city and some other workers are telling me two different things due to where I volunteered. Like I said, due to where everything does not go through mail correctly, where I went door to door explaining everything, just like you said. But while the company is telling the residents two different things, you're saying no more clear bags, but the company's
I'm
saying.
saying, yeah, well, the clear is for the garbage, but there can't be any, we're talking about the plastic bags is the most important thing.
Yeah, yes, and that's what I'm saying, due to where the company is saying, no, we will be taking clear bags. We just said no black bags for
Okay,
recycling. So yes, I hope the city and the recycling company does get it together due to where, I did speak to Ms. Donna about that due to where, how she's saying what, for each location, you're talking about 4 strikes, and like I said, that's a holdup on one thing where we didn't have to go through this before with waste management. Thank you.
Yes.
Good evening once again, Charles Prattville with Brunswick, New Brunswick Today. I did want to ask you to shed a little light on that first reading ordinance. You mentioned that it's going to be strengthening the existing rules.
Yes.
Okay, and how so?
We're still in the process of going through it right now, so anything that you want to help or you think that is necessary, just let us know.
Okay, thank you. Through the chair, would you be able to ask Ms. Caputo to just state, you know, what her wishes are as far as this ordinance?
No.
I'll follow up after the meeting. I am concerned about the recent appointment of a Board of Education member. Notwithstanding the person's qualifications or anything like that, I don't know them, but the process that was used was definitely not a best practice. In fact, the board members were given inaccurate information by their attorney just moments before they were, this nomination was made and this person was seated, and I'm concerned about that. Is anybody on the council in the loop about that new person? Or I know I tried to ask the liaison last time, but he said no comment. Does anybody know this new person or have anything to say about that process or lack thereof?
I know of them, I don't know anything negative about them, and that the Board of Education has their process, so they do what they do, we do what we do, but you have to talk to the board about that.
Okay, thank you. I want to get an update on the clean energy ordinance that was passed as a result of the Falcon Act petition brought up by Food and Water Watch. Is there any timeline on when, I guess the Educational Services Commission in New Jersey is going to have a plan in place for us?
I think Mr. Jones can answer it, but I know that we recently got a letter from the DPU, and the process is in process, if you will. Hopefully by spring, we'll have some progress.
Yeah, and I'll update you afterwards.
Okay.
Sure. And, okay, so at the last meeting, Captain Miller was kind enough to give me a correction in the process of, me asking questions, and I want to thank him for that. I did make a minor change to 2 of my articles because of that, and I just want to send the message loud and clear that if anybody, whether you're up there or over here, sees anything in New Brunswick today that you don't think is fair or accurate, reach out to me, and if appropriate, we'll make a change. So I do want to thank Captain Miller. We welcome feedback. Yes, sir.
What's New Brunswick today?
You gotta read it and see it. Make corrections.
I would encourage you all to read it too. And I know Mr. Egan does, because one time he complained about us misspelling his name. So.
You're right, that's worth the information, Charlie, you're right.
Thank you, I tried.
I appreciate it.
And then finally, just wanted to say, had an interesting conversation with Mr. Jones after the last meeting about Code Blue, and I am interested in helping, and I'll just leave it at that. I want to help with the Code Blue program. I look forward to hearing from him on that, and thank you all for giving me the time to speak.
Thank you. Hopefully the Code Blue will be the last week. Hopefully by the weekend, the temperature will go up.
They need volunteers, Mr. Parable, so you might go tonight and help out.
Count me in.
There.
I
I'm
saw
there
that
for
they
you.
need volunteers, so.
Anybody else? Seeing none?
Move for a, what's the word?
Adjournment.
That's the word.
Second.
Councilmember Egan.
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Councilmember Fleming.
Yes.
Council Vice President Socorro Ludwig.
Yes.
Council President Anderson.
Yes.
Have a happy St. Patrick's Day also.